something big, long, and weird.
Oh, Restream named it.
Oh, well, Restream needs to learn how to name
yeah,
things.
they need to Restream.
Terrible.
Learn how to name.
Terrible, awful name.
Question: Did you? Okay, we've got a little bit of housekeeping to take care of.
Okay.
Did you let Megan know we were streaming?
No.
To moderate? Okay.
No. Did not do that.
And then after this one, so what we're gonna do now is we're thinking we're gonna stream live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And then we're going to wrap the show up, move over to Instagram, and then to TikTok. Or the other way around.
Eventually, we'll be able to stream to all of them. Right now, so Instagram randomly chooses who can stream to them. Basically, like who can go live from different platforms. And apparently, we are not the chosen ones.
I don't blame them.
TikTok, however, we are the chosen ones. But Leroy behind the camera needs to bring in his Windows PC, and we're on that Mac.
I'm still on the Mac here.
So
that reply, yes,
at some point will work. Tracy asked us if we're playing Pothole Dance by foot or by car. I was playing a Pothole Dance by car on the way over here.
Yeah,
I tried to take my dogs for a walk this morning.
Okay,
and I made it like not even a block.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there's too much ice. There's too many like unkept sidewalks. There's too many potholes. Yeah. It's just an absolute mess right now.
I was thinking of nominating this year first place in the worst year for spring ever.
Oh, it's awful. I mean, we don't have any flooding, so I feel like a flooding year around here would probably
take that
worst, right? But at least not yet. We don't. So
take it way back. We got a big TikTok guest on today.
We do have a guest who's going to be joining us, producer Clark.
Not on TikTok though, but he's on We're not. He's
going to join us on the on Facebook and YouTube. I like how you set this up so that I've got this giant bar in front of my face.
Oh, here, move. Here, let's.
Doopity-doo. Anyways.
Here, why don't we
do that? It's fine. I was just giving you a hard time.
There, we'll move it a little closer. How's that?
Yeah, well, whatever.
I'm a technician. I have to fix it,
okay.
You know? Which I didn't tell you about that. I'm going away tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.
Where are you going?
Adjudicating drama festival. So I'm going to be the backstage adjudicator.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
my wife, who actually knows what she's doing, is going to be the front of house.
Yeah.
So, and then I just take care of the backstage stuff.
So you actually they get judged on what they do backstage.
It's a small part of their mark. I'm just there to encourage people and hang out.
Sounds exciting.
But then you go over all the stuff because they got light cues and sound cues.
Fair enough.
All sorts of stuff.
Shocker, I'll be at the hockey rink again this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, my son's in a 3-on-3 hockey tournament.
3-on-3.
But here's the fun part. So my son's in like Pee-wee, so U13, right? Apparently there weren't enough players in the U15 division, so they just combined them for this tournament. So it's going to be 12 to 15-year-olds playing.
12 to 15, wow.
Playing together, which that'll be interesting, I think.
Yeah, and speaking of minor hockey, 16 to 20-year-olds, what's your favorite WHL team? How do you like that transition?
You rolled right into that one. The Moose Jaw Warriors. We grew up with the Moose Jaw Warriors, so we're from
and
Moose
the
Jaw,
Regina Pats.
Nobody says Regina Pats.
I kind of am. 50-50.
That doesn't count.
It does though.
No, it doesn't.
Probably the only person.
You're not an actual fan.
World. Nah.
You're just because you work for them right now. A year from now, when you're not working for them, you'll be back. You'll be back to hating the Pats like a respectable Moose Jaw person. And their stands will be back to empty because Connor Bedard will be in the NHL.
They got a couple of young guys.
Their stands will be back to empty because Connor Bedard will be in the NHL. They're milking that for everything they can get out of it right now, though.
Oh, here we go. Sure. The Nova Scotia love. Had to binge everything you guys do.
Oh, appreciate it.
Well, we're
speaking of things we do.
Yeah.
I was scrolling through Instagram today and trying to go through some of the like missed messages, which is hundreds and thousands probably. But there was someone who at the start of December had said, "Hey, my girlfriend is a giant fan of you. Is there any chance that you could send like a video saying, hey, like I'll pay you whatever?" And I said, "Oh, no, you don't have to pay. Don't worry." And then I said, "What's her name?" And he's like, "Oh, should have told you that. This is her name," and told me about her. And then I saw he messaged me twice more, and I didn't see them.
Oh,
so today I sent her a video.
How old was it?
It was December 23rd was the last time he messaged me. She was very excited.
Oh, that's great.
I found her username and sent it directly to her. So, and her, you know what? Her, even like her Instagram status was, there's always something to do.
Oh my goodness.
So, like, you know, I'm glad that I eventually made it back around to that.
Here, pop your headphones on. If anybody's got any NHL questions, get them in the old hopper here.
That's right. Especially as much as I hate them, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, get your talk to our, Toronto Maple Leafs questions going.
We're going to talk to our disgustingly deep Toronto Maple Leafs friend, producer Clark. No, he's
if
a good
he
guy.
Goes off on a tangent, we've got a thing. We just kick him out.
Producer Clark is a good sports guy. He's a good sports guy. Good follow on TikTok, and especially if you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. Let's bring him in. Producer Clark, how are you doing, my friend? You see, you can tell what he's here for.
Here,
I had to do it
over here. You kind of take, you know what I mean? There we
go.
Oh,
I see what's happening here because you're getting cut out.
Sure. Oh, it's like half.
Yeah. I just got my no parking shirt on.
I can't even hear.
Oh, you can't hear a thing? I can
hear like a little bit.
Okay?
Here, we'll turn your volume up.
We're good?
There we go. You turned it down. How's that?
There's always some volume.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Yeah. Nice. We're back.
There we go.
All right. So, producer Clark, what's your TikTok handle for everybody?
It's producer Clark.
All one word, underscore, anything under there?
I think on TikTok it's just that. It's just producer Clark, straightforward.
Oh, okay. So give us our outlook. We're real close to the start of the. We're real close to the start of the NHL playoffs. Give us your take. Give us your take going into the playoffs. Who do you like? What do you think things are going to look like?
Well, I have to be that non-biased person, right? Because I have to say that I've been choosing the Avalanche and the Rangers for the final for a while now. So as much as I want this year to be the year, I can't say it out loud because that'll just make it worse. When it inevitably doesn't happen, probably. But they're going to be playing Tampa again, my Leafs, and they've been playing Tampa for 2 straight years, and it's always been an exciting series. So we'll see. I'm still looking forward to it either way. But my pick is the Avalanche and the Rangers.
Avalanche and the Rangers in the final. That's interesting. You think that the Rangers have what it takes to knock out the Boston Bruins? That's my question.
Well, they'll have 2 rounds to figure it out before they have to even try. So that's the only thing, is that they won't be playing them if they do until at least the conference final, the 3rd round. So we'll see. They have a lot to prove, and I think they made some really nice moves that made their team better. The Rangers I'm talking about. So Boston's great. I just can't. I can't stand them. So
I get it.
I can't say they're gonna go. I can't say.
You got as big of a fan of the Leafs as Clark is. I'm a fan of the Montreal Canadiens, so I understand that.
That's why I had to do up the room for you, Leroy, because I knew that it would be a bit of a clash of the Titans.
There we go. We got a question from somebody here for you. What do you think of Ethan Bear?
Ethan Bear is such a good kid. I think back in, Nick, you'll remember this. Leroy. Sorry.
It's all good.
Leroy behind the camera will remember this because he was in the building when it happened. But Ethan Bear was with the Seattle Thunderbirds, and I was working with the Regina Pats about 5 or 6 years ago now. 7 years ago, I think, actually, at this point. I don't remember what year it was. But he was on the Seattle Thunderbirds, and we played them in the finals. And he had a broken hand, and he still destroyed us.
Still the best player on the ice. Unbelievable.
Still the best player on the ice. He's skating circles around everybody. Nobody could get by him. He's such a good defenseman, and he's such a good ambassador for the community of Ochapowace, where he's from. And he's such an important figure in that community, and he plays such an important role in a lot of people's lives there. And for that reason and that reason alone, I hope that kid has another 10-year career in the NHL, because he's such a good kid. He's such an important person for his community, and it's just exciting to see how, he's already been on a couple of teams, which I find odd because I feel like he's such a good player. But I hope he finds his kind of a comfortable spot for him, and he has a really long career because he's a great kid.
Well, okay, here's the question that everyone's been asking. This one's from Ryan. He says, who do you think's going to draft Connor Bedard?
See, that's the hard part, and I'd love to give you an answer, but it's so hard with the lottery the way that it is. It's literally a lottery. Who knows who's going to?
Let me re-ask the question. How sick to your stomach will you be if the Montreal Canadiens win the draft lottery and select Connor Bedard?
Very, 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 very. I might have to put something on fire or something, throw something in a fire just to express my anger. But it's they got a chance. I mean, they got quite a good chance. I still think it's going to come down to a Columbus or an Arizona or an Anaheim. I think Anaheim would be the best place for him because I think he slides right in, and I love the jersey that Leroy's wearing. So I would love to see him in that. I know they're never going to wear that jersey because they're not allowed to, but they should. I actually have that exact jersey downstairs, and I was literally, as soon as I saw you wearing it, I was going to sprint down, but I knew you brought me on right away. So those are my favorite jerseys of all time.
This is an epic one. My son was actually on. That's why I bought this one. He was on the Moose Jaw Mighty Ducks this year. And nice. Fun fact, they went to provincials, and we met up with the Regina Hawks. So it was the Ducks and the Hawks.
Were they wearing black jerseys?
No, they did actually the one game, but it was red jerseys. Unfortunately, not the blue and black. And unfortunately, the Hawks won. But I was hoping it was going to be that fairy tale story of the Ducks beating the Hawks, but wasn't quite meant to be.
It's funny you say that because the main reason I'm actually a Leafs fan now is because of my roots from Moose Jaw, because I grew up there, as some people may know. I think you guys know because we've talked about it. But I grew up and I was a Ducks fan from age, I don't know, whatever age it was, 2, 3, or whatever it was, to 9 years old. And then I was on the Moose Jaw Kalium Maple Leafs. And that was my buddy Brad Cochran and his dad Gino. Gino was the coach, Gino Cochran. And
holy name dropper.
Kind of
What's going on?
I love
it. Gino, if you know Gino, he's a beauty. And his kid Brad was my best friend at the time. And they kept inviting me over, and they kept watching Hockey Night in Canada, and it was always the Leafs, right? Of course it was. So they kind of just said, you got to be a fan of the Leafs. I remember very vividly Gino saying, if you're going to come over here and watch hockey, you got to be a fan of the Leafs. I said, okay.
So it wasn't your choice. You were forced and indoctrinated, as a lot of Canada was, into cheering for the Leafs. But I feel like more and more kids, nowadays are starting to open up their eyes and realize there's 31 other teams in the league, which is great. My own son, again, Montreal Canadiens fan from the time I was a little guy, because that's who my family cheered for. Montreal is his second favorite team. He is a Colorado Avalanche fan. He's a big fan.
Oh yeah,
big fan of Cale Makar. So
a lot of kids are picking that one up.
So who do you think out of the Western Conference, other than Colorado's got the best chance to go the distance?
You would think a team like Edmonton, just because they're so excited and so exciting and so explosive, they can score 8 goals a night on any given night. So I think that they have a shot, and if they can get goaltending from a guy like Stuart Skinner, and again, any WHL fans in Saskatchewan remember Stuart Skinner from a few years ago, and how good he was.
He stole a series against Moose Jaw.
The Skinner chance back in the day, and I remember we were when I was working with the Pats, we were trying to get the Simpsons Skinner, we were trying to get that in the rink, but they wouldn't let us do it, so we couldn't do it. But we were having some fun with it. The crowd loved it. But Stuart Skinner's a great goalie, so if he takes over and runs with it and can give them some good goaltending, I could see Edmonton going quite a long ways. I think LA's got a great team. I think Vegas, if they get the right guys healthy at the right time, I think Vegas could be really good too. But I think those are probably the 4. Maybe there's another one in there that'll, a Winnipeg could surprise potentially, depending on if they make the playoffs. So yeah, it'll be an exciting one. The West is wide open. So watch every single Western playoff game because anybody could win that conference.
Okay, next question for you, coming from Ryan again. He said, "Who's going to win the WHL playoffs?" He's a Blades fan.
Not No, I know a lot of guys I know a lot of people in the Blades organization. They have a great organization and they have a solid team. So if I can play diplomat a little bit, they'll be okay. They're playing the Pats in the first round, so it's going to be an interesting one, considering we just talked about Connor Bedard. I mean, all the conversations around that. But I think, honestly, like there's too many powerhouse teams in this league right now. Like there's a few teams that loaded up, and you guys remember a few years ago, especially in Moose Jaw, when Moose Jaw, Regina, and Swift Current were all so good at the exact
It was so
same
frustrating.
time, right?
It was so frustrating.
And now you got exactly. You got Winnipeg, who's stacked. And then that's really the only team in the East that kind of did that real big load up kind of Red Deer's quite good too, but they didn't load up. Winnipeg did. But then in the West, you got Seattle, who loaded up crazily. Kamloops loaded up because they're hosting this year. They're hosting the Memorial Cup this year, so they loaded up. Seattle, who else? Portland loaded up a little bit. So there's a lot of teams out West. So I think the champion is coming from out West this year. But Winnipeg is going to give them a big fight, and Red Deer won't lay down either, of course. But I think that's going to be between those 4 or 5.
Talking about that year that Moose Jaw and Swift Current and Regina all were good teams, points back to your first round matchup again between Toronto and Tampa Bay, because Morgan Riley, Braden Point, Tanner Janot, all former Moose Jaw Warriors, all probably in that series. Tanner Janot was just traded to Tampa at the trade deadline. So I think that was a great pickup for them.
Yeah, I think so. He's such a good guy, and he was actually on when I had my show, the Squadcast. He was in town training for the summer, and we actually brought him in. And like he walks in, and I'm like, "Oh boy, you're like, you're big." Like, I'm big. Like I consider myself big, but he walked in, and I was intimidated. I was like, "Holy cow! I can't imagine like trying to fight this kid on ice." Like that's just scary. He's a moose. I think they literally call him the ox from Oxbow, so that doesn't surprise me.
He hit someone when we were playing Swift Current, and the player literally did a full flip and landed back on the ice. And it was after that hit that my wife said, "Tanner Janot is my spirit animal." So she's been a fan of him ever since. So it's a true story right there.
I think he would have been that. Was he around that year that everybody loaded up for the Mem Cup? Was he still around?
I think he was. He would have been one of our 20-year-olds. Would have been his last go here in Moose Jaw. Braden Point was 16. So yeah, that was. The year that should have been.
Crazy stuff.
What was it?
I know, right? Jaden Halbgawaks, or as my aunt who lives in Moose Jaw calls him, Jaden Alphabet Soup.
That's a good name right there.
He was a good player.
Old Halbgawaks, yeah. He's kind of bounced up and down a few times with San Jose. Maybe he'll be playing with Connor Bedard. So now here, this is a question that is not popping up here. What is their my comment doesn't make the screen. Okay.
Bunch of hosers, hey? Bunch of hosers.
What is the chance that Connor Bedard plays full season in the NHL next year? Like 100%, right?
They probably like yeah. I mean, if you just look back to historically the last, I don't know, let's say like I don't know how far you go back on this, but I'm pretty sure like every number 1 overall pick pretty much plays right away. Like they don't wait on those guys. They pretty much put them in right away. Some like we talk about. Thinking back here, there's been a couple of times where some high draft picks maybe get sent back. Like we look at Shane Wright, he got sent back to the Ontario League this year. But Connor's on a level that I think he'll be there.
Okay, good. I'm going to give you my dad's phone number so you can tell him that. I keep arguing with him, and he doesn't believe me.
He thinks he's coming back.
Oh yeah, he thinks he'll be back for another year. I'm like, not a chance. There's zero chance.
If he is, the Pats ownership is going to be through the roof. Like they're going to be so excited. But I can't see it. I don't even think he'll be back at the World Juniors next year. Like I think they're going to keep him. You know, it's one of those situations where depending on who it is, I guess if Anaheim gets him or if Chicago gets him, like they're gonna put a lot of marketing dollars behind this kid. So I think they won't want to give him up for anything.
Speaking of my dad, there he is right there. So
hey, he's not He's not coming back to Regina.
Okay. Last question for you, Clark. Let's zone in right on Canada NHL teams. Who's got what it takes? Who's going to be the next Canadian team to bring the cup home? You're one of the few Leafs fans who I know who can actually look beyond the Leaf and actually objectively look at this. So I want to know, who's it going to be?
That's like literally my thing. Like I really try to be that because I know how this fan base tends to be more often than not. So I really, really try to be not, Leafs are going to win. This is our year. Like that. I don't try not to be that guy too often.
That being said,
the times it comes out. That being said, here's the thing: is that I think if it is going to be Toronto, they have an extremely difficult path. It's not going to be easy. They have to beat Tampa. They have to beat Boston, probably, unless Boston falls apart in the first round. So that's not easy. No matter how you split it, no matter how you cut it up, that's really difficult. Whereas I look at a team like Edmonton out west, and I think that they have a path that's much more, I'm not going to say easy, but it's like much more conducive to getting to the finals, let's call it that. So I think that a team like in the East, Toronto is really going to be the only team that's really going to make it. Now, if I say that and I'm thinking out loud, like Ottawa is close, but they're not in. Montreal is close, but they're not in. So like, I can't say them. Winnipeg is fighting for a spot. Calgary is fighting for a spot. They might not even make it. And Vancouver's far out of it. So if you're looking at it, it's Toronto and Edmonton. So as much as like those are the two probably most hated fan bases, everyone in the West hates the Oilers that isn't from Edmonton, and everyone outside of Toronto in the entire country hates Toronto. So I get that. But, I think those are the two this year. We all got to kind of, if you're one of those people that likes to cheer for a Canadian team, you're going to have to suck it up, and those are the two teams you're going to probably want to root for this playoff season. So there you go.
I'm going to hop on the bandwagon and go with my son and cheer for the Avalanche. But if they get knocked out, I hope it's the Oilers and never the Leafs. Never the Leafs.
Fair enough. And I wouldn't expect anything different from you, Leroy. That's the whole point.
Go check out Producer Clark on TikTok at Producer Clark. Go take a look while TikTok still is around. And if not, give him a follow on Instagram as well.
Yeah, similar. Producer Clark on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and stuff. If anybody wants to follow me anywhere.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate this. Clark. We may have to make this a monthly appearance, Clark. We'll chat sports with you.
I'm in, and maybe I'll be at Costco next time.
Sounds good.
Oh, I can't wait.
He was almost going to be at Costco. We were going to play a game there. We'll work it in next time. All right. All the best, Clark. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Clark.
Oh, good guy, Producer Clark. If you don't give him a follow, he is definitely worth it. All right, Leroy behind the camera said he's got a couple games to play. We're already 25 minutes into the old pod today.
What do you want to start with? Do you want to start with the new news game? Or
sure, you tell me about your new news game.
Okay, you want me to tell you about it? Okay.
Well, just let's do it. Yeah.
All right. So the game, it's 2 parts.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
And then I want you to look into the future and tell me what happened.
Okay.
That part's easy.
Yeah.
Then, this is where the fun part comes in.
Is this a real game, or are you just making it up on the spot?
Well, I thought it up earlier, but we'll see.
Okay.
Just testing it out. Then the second part is, there is an actual headline. It's a real news story. And there's an actual headline. But I kind of want to show you off your linguistic skills, and I want you to come up with a better headline once you figured out the story, and then we'll compare the two, and then I'll vote.
Okay. This is a ridiculous game.
This is great. Okay, and I just got to find these news stories. Can you do an intro?
Here's the headline.
Here's the headlines. There we go. Okay, so a guy, Gary Carpenter, 51-year-old engineer, bought lottery tickets. He had a layover.
Okay.
His plane got stranded in Toronto Airport.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do. Went and bought a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Months go by.
Okay.
What do you think's going to happen?
He's going to win the lottery.
Oh, you're good.
This is the worst game ever.
You're good.
Okay. What?
You won't believe what happened. He found his ticket and he'd won the lottery.
He won the lottery.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
2 months later, he was checking a bag looking for his daughter's passport.
Yeah.
Found the ticket.
Yeah.
Looked it up. From Ontario. Won the lottery.
Huh.
$2.5 million.
Holy cow. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. You want me to, so now you got to make up the headline.
Headline of that story is
Like a real news capturing headline. Clicky. We can come back.
2.5 delayed flight ends in $2.5 million payment.
Like that's better,
right?
Than
everyone's going to read that story because they want to know how they can get the money.
Yeah. Instead, the real headline was Ontario engineer wins $2.5 million prize after forgetting lottery ticket.
Oh no, that's terrible.
I like yours more. So 1-0 you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, this next one is guy from Lloydminster on the Alberta side. Started growing a pumpkin.
Okay.
And it became really big.
Okay.
And guess what happened?
He got the world record pumpkin.
It was very close.
Okay.
Canada's largest pumpkin.
It exploded. Oh, okay.
Canada's largest pumpkin.
Okay.
You see the picture of it there. Yeah. It's a giant pumpkin.
Pretty big.
But he's just on the border. Lloydminster.
Okay.
He happened to be on the Alberta side. I'll make him an honorary Saskatchewan resident.
For sure. Okay.
Largest pumpkin. Almost 200 pounds.
Okay.
The next year, this is for the progression. So he started off with 200 pounds, then he went up to 544 pounds the following year.
Okay.
And his winner, 2,537 pounds.
Okay.
Just a mammoth pumpkin. What's your headline? And Leroy has not seen any of these. He didn't even know the game existed.
Giant provinces divided over giant pumpkin.
I love it.
Saskatchewan, Alberta, right here.
I kind of like this headline. It's so Canadian. It felt pretty darn good, was the quote. Alberta man grows largest pumpkin ever in Canada.
I like provinces divided over giant pumpkin.
That one's pretty darn good. I'll catch up on the chat stuff later. I'm in the middle of my... We need Megan here. We should have messaged her.
Yeah, we should have messaged Megan. That's okay. That's fine. It's mostly my dad making jokes about the Toronto Maple Leafs from the looks of things.
Okay.
He said he probably cheers for the Argos as well.
Okay. So, woman in Florida.
Yeah.
Ashley Garner.
Yeah.
Lost her wedding ring out in her yard.
Okay.
Couldn't find it. 2 days go by.
Yeah.
Hurricane Ian.
Yeah.
Hurricane Ian goes through. What do you think happened?
Her wedding ring was found.
Oh, you are good. 3 for 3. Don't know how you do it.
This game's awful.
You're not going to believe this. After the hurricane went through, they found it.
It's a shocker.
What's your headline?
Hurricane brings hurricane rings. I don't know.
Yeah,
they win on this one.
This one was actually simple but effective. Lost wedding ring found in brush pile after Hurricane Ian.
That's terrible. How did they find it in the pile? They just randomly found it?
Oh, there it is.
Well, that's a giant rock.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Just sitting on top of
it. 50 times. That looks too convenient.
Yeah. I'll see if I can bring this in.
Look at how my ring is sitting right on top of these leaves all nicely. I don't believe it.
Let's see. Oh, I can't bring it in. I would have had to think of this before.
That's all right. Okay, that was our game.
Headlines. What a game, huh?
It's something else.
You're not going to believe this. I thought of that one all by myself.
No way. Are you serious? Okay. I have this one after I saw a hefty debate on it. They
were given headlines. Oh, look at this.
We'll give people. Oh,
I love this. Lottery winner finds daughter's passport.
that's funny. Hold on, the next one is good too.
Okay,
Alberta man gives birth to 2,500-pound pumpkin.
Look, and then Greg Myers is 3 for 3.
Causes havoc with wedding ring.
Oh my!
Oh, those are
if we
fantastic.
had prizes to give there, Greg,
Yeah, well,
you could win.
yeah.
I like that segment. They compete against you for the best headline.
Yeah.
That's the segment.
Yeah, and I think what needs to happen though is the part about the like, guess what happens? That part we just
We
take
can
out,
get rid of it.
and we just say this is the news story.
You
Give
were
us the
so
headline.
good at that part, though.
Okay, this is another hot topic I saw popping up on Facebook, and it's tipping. Okay, so like you go to a restaurant.
Okay, yeah.
How much do you tip? Like if you got good service, how much are you gonna tip?
Probably 20.
20%?
Yeah.
That's usually what I'll do as well. But this is my question, and this is where it was coming in.
Is that low?
These
20,
people
20
no, 20 is, I feel like, on the high end.
Okay.
Usually they have on their thing, it's like 10, 15, 20, right?
Okay,
on
yeah.
their
I've noticed it creeping up though lately. It's getting higher and higher on
Well,
the
I'll take a hike with that. But here's the thing. What about places that automatically add it onto the bill?
Oh,
You ever been anywhere like that they add the gratuity on there?
I have before, yeah.
My wife and I went to a people are saying 12.5, 20, 15%. So that's kind of a mixture.
Yeah, I'll do 15 sometimes.
But my wife and I went to a restaurant. It was in New York. So maybe that's why. But they added on like 20 or 25% to the bill for gratuity. But the service was terrible.
Well, there's no motivation.
And I feel like, I think that it shouldn't be required. Now, here's the thing. Some places in the States, like Massachusetts, where my wife's from, their servers there get paid like $3 an hour.
What?
So literally the money they make is from tips.
How's that even? Whatever. We don't live there. That's how they do it. $3 an hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then it's all from tips. So when you convert that here to like the $15 an hour or whatever it is, and then tips on top, they're doing a lot better here. But it was it was a big debate.
And so this is actually true. No tipping in New Zealand.
No,
it's not.
None at all.
Well, you could, but they look at you weird.
Really?
You're the weird person if you tip.
Well, I can appreciate that, because here's the thing, is that I feel like everyone expects a tip now.
Oh, yeah.
Like everywhere you go. I went through the Starbucks drive-thru the other day, and I haven't been through there in a while, and he's handed me the machine, and they have a new machine now. And he's like, oh, it's going to ask you a question first. And then I looked at him like, it's like, how much would you like to tip? And I'm like, well, I left him $1 because he was super nice. But
yeah,
I'm just like, I feel like some things don't require a tip function.
Yeah.
Like, we would never put that on our Leroy and Leroy merch store.
No.
Oh, wait, did you take that off? No. Okay. So we have a tip function on our merch store, but it's just a joke. A couple of people have tipped us, though.
Oh, no. Lots of people tip us there.
It does all go into our travel, though.
It does. Yeah. So a lot of people don't. Now, our store needs a tip.
It's a big question, though. Is like, what do you tip for, and what do you not tip for? Like, there's got to be
that's a great question.
Some defining thing. Like, you go for a massage, and there's a tip function. I mean, like, I get it, right? Like, that person just for an hour, like, worked on your back or whatever it is. Like, leaving that person, but then, like, are you going to leave that person the same tip that you're going to leave the dude in the Starbucks drive-thru? Like, I don't think so.
No, it's true. Okay, here's some opinions coming in. Greg Myers said, depends on the bill. Sometimes the bill isn't very much, and the tip deserves a higher percentage.
Fair enough. I can get on board with that one.
Because if you're there for a couple hours, all you're doing is drinking coffee.
Yeah.
And they're filling it up all the time.
Yeah, no, I can get on board with that one.
Yeah.
But I feel like we need a list of things, because I feel like you go through like retail stores now and there's like, how much would you like to tip? And I'm like, nothing. Why would I tip you?
Here's a hot take from Dan.
What's Dan say? Tipping is dumb. Greg says tipping cash. Leroy and Leroy say check merch. LeroyandLeroy.com.
I don't know how we did that.
I don't know how that popped up there, but we do have merch. You can check it out on our website. Leroy should give them the carry the umbrella tip. Oh, okay, like kind of like the don't eat yellow.
Yeah, I think that's what that is. Yeah. Depends on the restaurant. Diplomat versus Houston Pizza and the service. Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. What's
boy? Greg's becoming a star. Look at this.
Win again.
Holy cow! We would get Greg on, but we need a delay.
Yeah,
like
a little
the dump
bit
button.
Of a delay, I think. But we could probably have that happen at some point. Okay.
The tips don't seem to be super popular right now.
No, not a lot of people on board for the tips. Someone is still talking about the WHL playoffs here. I sincerely kind of hope that Regina beats out Saskatoon. And I don't say that to be mean, Ren. I say it because Moose Jaw and Regina haven't played in the playoffs in a very long time. Mm-hmm. And when Moose Jaw and Regina play in the playoffs, it's a guaranteed sellout every game. And the rink is loud and the atmosphere is unlike any other. But unless you bring a lot of people down from Saskatoon, then I'll cheer for them. Okay, well, I think overall we've learned that tipping is dumb, but we do it anyways. But it should only be for service.
Yeah, and that's
right.
It's exactly
how much depends
Linda
on the
just
service.
Said there,
yeah, absolutely. Okay,
all right. Oh, have you got a game?
No, that was it. I just wanted to talk about tipping.
Okay, I like that. That's good.
That was what I had prepared. Let's do our trivia.
Okay,
and then we'll talk about. We'll do a quick what's coming up for us, and then we'll sign off. But we've got this is Trivial Pursuit Genius Edition. I'm pretty sure I stole it from my parents' house and then brought it here.
Well, if they're asking for it, too bad.
Too bad. Okay, let's. Can we give a prize out? Can we like mail a sticker to the winner?
Here's the thing with doing that.
What?
As long as there's no timeline for when we're going to mail it out.
You have to be in North America.
Well, it's pretty cheap to...
Is it?
Okay. I can deliver it to New Zealand because I can send it when I go.
You have to be in North America or New Zealand.
Yeah. And you have to have zero expectations for when you're going to get it.
Yeah, we're just going to pop it in the mail.
Yeah.
But we'll send you
we might not pop it in the mail right now. We might wait till 5 winners come in and then do it all at once.
You're so ridiculous. We'll get it in the mail is the point.
We'll do our best.
But
and if we don't,
we're gonna have 5 winners though. We're gonna have one for each question.
Oh, are you serious? Oh my goodness.
Well, I don't know. Just ask the question.
Here.
Just ask the question.
All right. What Canadian province's highest point is Mount Columbia? Oh, do you know this one?
I don't think I do. I'm gonna guess.
Let's see. I'll go to the chat.
I'm gonna guess British Columbia.
So let's see.
Hey,
that's
Megan's
the guess
here.
is coming in. Oh,
Megan,
we
needed you to be our.
She can log into Restream here. Stop touching the mic.
Well, it was in my way of the screen,
but it's hitting your bottle
it's
there.
Fine. Is it BC? That's what everyone's saying.
I actually don't know. Oh no,
it's not.
No.
Okay, Quebec.
The winner has not turned up yet.
Is it Quebec? Someone said Quebec.
I got to take. No, not yet. Here we go.
What Canadian province's highest point is Mount Columbia?
Yeah. Oh, Jesse. Boom. First one in with Alberta.
Alberta. Okay.
Yeah. Send us in your details, and maybe we'll do the one that wins the overall competition.
Send us your details. We're sending him a sticker.
Yeah. Send us the details. He'll send you out a sticker.
Just DM us.
Yes.
Like private message us. Okay, what's our next question?
Oh, the next one's a good one. Let me see this one. What winter walkway labor saver did Canada's Arthur Sickard invent? It's not what you think it is.
Walkway labor saver.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I took a stab at this one, and I actually got it wrong.
It's not. So I'm going to guess it's not a snowblower then.
Well,
I'm going to guess
maybe.
that it's, I'm going to guess that it's like a orthopedic.
Melody
shovel.
got it right.
What was it?
It's the snowblower.
Oh, it was a snowblower.
I guess shovel.
That's not a good guess.
No. Melody guessed a lot better guess than mine.
Okay. All right, next question.
How many characters die during the course of the play Hamlet?
All of them.
Well, there's a specific number we're looking for here. Very specific.
That's a difficult question.
It's very difficult.
Genius edition?
Yeah. Actually, I just went through the first 5 and picked out the ones. Oh! I think that Carrie is cheating here.
That's fine.
8.
I'm okay with cheating.
8. I know Carrie. She's in Regina.
Yeah.
Don't send her the sticker. I'll just drop it off.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, next question. For a chance to win a sticker.
Yeah, the stakes are high. What game's played on a tabletop? 2.7 meters by 1.525 meters and 76 centimeters high. So it's about yay. It's basically a table. Like a regular table. Just like that. Like a big table.
What game?
Well, this one's close, but I don't know if I'm going to... I got to go down here because this is it. There's going to be an argument. Because up here, John said tennis.
No.
But it's not
I think
tennis.
Randy gets it.
Oh, ping pong.
With ping pong.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Jesse. You're right.
Okay, you know what? Jesse and Randy.
Okay.
Send
both
in your DM your info.
Yeah.
And we'll...
Technically,
we'll
on the Genius Edition one, it did say table tennis.
This next one's easy. This next question is super... Oh, yeah. What tiny creature does Dr. Seuss's Horton hear?
Oh, actually, I even know
this one's super easy. Let's see who's going to get it. One more sticker we're giving away. Oh.
Nobody knows.
It's not coming in as fast as I thought it would. Oh, it's Jen.
Lisa. No, what? If we go up.
Did somebody get it first?
Well, they spelled it wrong, but I think we'd have to give it to them.
Lisa. A who? Yeah, Horton here's a who. Yeah. That's what we were looking for. So congratulations, all of our winners. Send us a DM, and we will send you a sticker.
And if we don't, we meant to.
I'm not saying it'll be a Leroy sticker, but it'll be a sticker of some kind.
Wouldn't that be great?
It'll definitely have a stamp stuck on the envelope, so that's technically a sticker. No, we'll...
if we just give the stickers, like the swag stickers that we get?
No, we'll send you guys all a Leroy and Leroy sticker.
That's fun.
So thank you for playing along. We're going to wrap up. We'll wrap things up in our podcast here today, though.
Where are we going?
What's the date today? 1 month from now, we'll be back from our trip. I
meant where are we going live right after this?
We might not.
Oh, we might not.
We've only got 7 minutes.
Okay, so we might just bail on that.
So we might not, but we'll see. We could potentially pop up live on TikTok or Instagram.
Do a quick 2 or 3 minute on each.
We've got some big things coming up in April. We're going to be going to Las Vegas. So that's going to be fun.
Never been there.
No, neither have I.
We'll see.
I've heard there's something to do there, though.
A little fish out of water, I think, there.
We lined up another guest coming up near the end of April. Nick the goalie will be joining us on the podcast. Also, Dan O'Toole is going to join us on the podcast at some point as well. So some great guests coming up. Good trip to Vegas and lots of fun. Check out our podcast if you haven't listened to it. You just heard a whole episode because this is what we're doing right now. But check out our podcast, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, all the places that you can watch videos. We've just started uploading to Snapchat as well now. So, that was it was a fun podcast. It flew by. So until next time, I'm Leroy. He's Leroy behind the camera. There's always something.